Hello, welcome to Not Boring English. Today I tell a story called My Secret Hobby. This story is for CEFR level A1, A2. Pause the video when you need. Try the shadowing technique. Shadowing helps your fluency and pronunciation. You can slow the playback if the text feels fast. The little paintings in the library. I never told anyone about my hobby. I kept it small and quiet. I did not want people to laugh. I wanted the hobby to be mine. I wanted it to be simple and kind. I work in an office. I sit at a desk from 9 to 5. I type a lot. I answer emails. I talk on the phone. My work is safe and neat. After work, I feel tired. I go home. I make tea. Then I open a small box on my kitchen table. The box is old. It smells like paper. Inside are tiny pieces of watercolor paper. I also have a small brush and a little tin of paint. The paintings are the size of a playing card. I paint quickly. I like small shapes and calm colors. I paint trees, small houses, a red bicycle, a cup of tea, and sometimes the park near my home. I like simple things. I learned to paint when I was a child. My grandmother showed me how to mix blue and green. She told me that a little paint can make a big feeling. I kept that lesson. I always carry a small brush in my bag. I paint on the bus. I paint in the park. I paint at night with soft music. Painting makes me slow down. Painting helps me breathe. I do not sell my paintings. I do not hang them on my walls. I do not show them to my friends. I take one painting and walk to the public library. The library is quiet. The librarian knows me. She smiles when I go in. I walk between the shelves. I feel small and safe. I find a book about the city. I open the book and put my painting between the pages. It is like leaving a tiny gift. I leave the painting for someone else. I like the idea of surprise. I want a stranger to find a small color and to smile. I think of the person who will read the book. It might be a child. It might be an old man. It might be a student. I imagine them opening the book and seeing a small house or a blue cup. I imagine a soft laugh. I imagine them holding the painting for a moment. That thought makes me happy. One winter day, I painted a small scene of the city park with a red bench and a dog. The snow was soft in the painting. I walked to the library slowly. The air was sharp and cold. I put the painting in a book about local gardens. I left and walked home with my hands in my pockets. The next week, I went to the library again. The librarian came to me. Her name was Anna. She held a small painting in her hand. She smiled, a quiet smile. "Did you make this?" she asked. My heart beat fast. I did not want to say yes. I felt like a child who made a mistake. I looked at the painting. It was mine. I felt a warm light in my chest. I nodded. Anna looked at me kindly. She did not laugh. She said, "This is lovely." A child found a painting and took it home. She wanted to say thank you. She likes the red bench. I felt both shy and proud. I asked, "Did she like it?" Anna nodded. "Yes," she said. She put the painting on her fridge. Her mother called and said it made her day. She asked if we had more. We do not usually put art in the books, but these small paintings make people happy. Anna wanted to know more. She asked, "Where do you make them?" I told her about the old box and the small brush. I told her about my grandmother and the blue and green. I told her about the warm feeling when I left a painting in a book. I felt safe with Anna. She listened like a friend. Anna said, "Would you put a few more in our new display? We have a small shelf for community art. People can see your work and take a painting if they like." I felt afraid. I did not want many eyes on my work. I wanted to stay small and secret, but I also wanted to make people smile. I thought about the little girl in the fridge magnet. I said yes. I chose 5 paintings. I walked them to the library on a sunny day. I put them on the small shelf. Each painting had a tiny note that said, "Take me if you like." I walked away fast. I wondered if I had made a mistake. Later that week, I returned. The shelf had only 2 paintings left. One painting had a child's sticker on it. The library wall had a small paper with a big heart and a note. "Thank you for the tiny art. It made my week." I watched people look at the paintings. Some touched them gently. A student laughed softly and took a photo. An old man smiled and left with a painting folded in his pocket. A mother came to me. She held a small painting and a child on her hip. The child pointed at me and said, "You made pretty colors." The mother said, "Yes, she did." She put a hand on my arm. She said, "My daughter will keep this. Thank you." I felt my face go warm. My secret was no longer only mine. It had moved into other people's homes. After that day, I painted more. I still made small works. I still kept my box on the table. But I also started to bring a few paintings to the library each month. I met other people who left art there too. A man made tiny poems. A teenager made small drawings. The library shelf became a soft place for small gifts. My secret hobby changed. It was still a secret in one way. I did not tell everyone at work. I did not show it on social media. But the hobby grew into a small kindness. I learned that a private joy can also be a simple gift. I learned that fear can hide good things. I learned that one small act can make another person happy. One rainy evening, I sat at my kitchen table. I opened the box. I picked up my brush. I painted a small scene of a lamp and a cup. I thought of the little girl with the fridge magnet. I smiled. I folded the painting and left it in a book the next day. The library will always be my quiet place. The paintings will always be small. I like it this way. The moral is simple. You do not need a big plan to make a kind act. A small, secret hobby can bring quiet joy to others. Sometimes sharing a little is enough. Comprehension. Questions. I will ask a few questions about the story to check your understanding. 1. What is the narrator's secret hobby? 2. Where does she leave her paintings? 3. How does the librarian, Anna, respond when she finds the paintings? Write your answers in the comments to practice writing in English. Thank you for listening to this story on Not Boring English. What small hobby would you like to share with others? Please write your answer in the comments and subscribe for more simple stories and practice.